This behind me is a restaurant I own, and in the month of February 2023, we did £90,513 worth of sales. Now the big question is, did we actually make any money? Where does the £90,513 worth of turnover actually go? Well, I'm going to break it all down for you in this video, because I know that 80% of restaurants fail. Why is it that this one, that's just under 100 years old, manages to survive that century? Well, let's get into it. Right, let's break down that £90,515 worth of sales. How's it made up? Well, we sold 3,199 lattes, 2,389 cups of tea, and a whopping 10,515 portions of ice cream. Now remember at the beginning of the video I told you that 80% of restaurants fail. There's huge overheads, but we're in that 20% that have been here for nearly 100 years. They're successful restaurants. And I think those huge ice cream sales make up for that. But actually, did we make any money in February? Out of that £90,515, do I think we're actually going to keep any of that cash? Well, I want to break that down for you right now. Out of the £90,000 worth of turnover we did in the month of February, £15,000 of that goes straight to the VAT man. Horrific. And I've always said that VAT is way too high and a big detriment to why businesses don't grow, and a big reason why hospitality and restaurant businesses fail. It's very different if you're a B2B business. Say you're a builder's merchant and you generate a bill for £100 and you put the VAT on top. Of that £100 worth of sales, a lot of what you've bought in would have been VATable, and you can offset that against your VAT bill. Not so when you're running a restaurant. You run a restaurant and you're buying a tomato, you're buying a red onion, you're buying some mozzarella and basil. All of those items are zero rated, they're non-VATable. As soon as you slice it all up, make it look pretty on a plate, it becomes VATable. You're selling that, say, bruschetta for £8, £1.60 of that goes straight to the VAT man. And I think that £1.60 is more than most restaurants make. Most hospitality and leisure businesses pay more in VAT than they actually make in profit. Actually understand that? How is that fair? And it just stops wages going up, stops investment, and stops those hospitality businesses actually surviving. But it's not just VAT. You know, we've got wages. 31 grand in the month of February we spent on wages. We've got an amazing team here, and we have to hold them up together in February to make sure we've got them in the summer when we actually make our big cash. We don't own this building, so £5,500 every single month goes in rent and rates. I'd love to own the building, but it's not possible. And then we've got another big chunk of overheads. We buy in food and drink and ice cream. Actually, we buy the ice cream from ourselves, from our manufacturing company, but we don't do it for free, you know. And then we've got crisps and cod and chips, and all of that mounts up to tens of thousands of pounds. Now, I do think one of the reasons that we've been in business for 20 years and why this business from my predecessors has been around a long time is because of that in-house cash flow, that vertical integration. I often joke about us doing our own printing. Wherever we've spent lots of money, we've always tried to become that product and service. I'm now building a food service company so that we can supply the cod and chips to ourselves. But that's quite rare, and that's, you know, me as an entrepreneur really trying to think outside of the box. But this restaurant's been here for nearly 100 years. What is it doing differently to most other restaurants? What trick has it got up its sleeve to be able to survive nearly a century when so many have failed? Well, I'm going to reveal that trick to you right now. So this is the magic to Rossi. Now, we've got two items here that we sell here in Rossi: ice cream and ham, egg and chips. This is like a walnut whipped Knickerbocker Glory, and we sell both of these items very similar amounts, around the £7 mark. Whilst the ingredients are similar in terms of cost to make, there's loads more work that goes into this. It's in a big commercial kitchen. We've got oil and we've got extractor fans and the commercial kitchen, and a lot of staff to plate this up all day long. This is made out the front with our front of house stuff. So it's much, much easier to make this, and a lot more gross profit and margin in this. Whilst we lose money on this or break even, make a small amount on this, I actually think we can change that. And that's what my job is as someone's been in hospitality for 20 years. My predecessors were fine when I bought this business of just making money on the ice cream. I actually think we can get this better. And here's how we're going to do it. So the hot food needs to be better. You know that this model works, this restaurant works, because it has that tweaked model, that brilliant model of selling 10,500 portions of ice cream in the month of February. But you also know that we need to sell the hot food because in February that brings people in to buy ice cream and lattes and coffees. If you're thinking about opening a restaurant, you need to have the data so that you can make these informed decisions like me. You know, I'm looking at the data, I'm saying we're making plenty on the ice cream, but not enough on the hot food. We need to tweak the overhead. How can we make the wages more efficient? Are we buying in correctly? Are some of our meals just too low a gross profit? And if we charge them out at too much, it looks like we're ripping people off. You need to drop that stuff from the meals, from the restaurant. It's a big reason if you go to my leisure attractions, I don't sell Mars bars and Snickers because we can't get the GPs that we want. And if we sold them at the GPs we want, everyone would think we're ripping them off. But let's talk about profit that we actually made here for the month of February. £90,000 worth of sales. How much did we make? Around about £4,000. You might think, well, that's all right, James, £4,000 is more than most, and that's February. You're an ice cream restaurant in February and you still made money. But the problem is, I need to be making sure that we can do better than that because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, I want to invest in the business and I want those strong profits to be able to allow us to do that. So I'm going to get this hot food better because we did have the volume, but we just didn't have the profit on that volume of hot sales of food. That's what I've got to work on. And I'll be making this video again next February where I'll break down exactly what we've tweaked and improved to make it more profitable. If you like this video and you want to come and see me do one of my seminars to show how I can explode the growth of your business, I'd love to see you there. My seminar tickets are just a few £100s. I run different ones throughout the year and I'd love to see you there. You can buy your tickets at jamessinclair.net or there's a link in the video description. If you've liked this video on this Rossi Ice Cream Parlour as well, I've done another video in December showing how we made December a profitable month. For an ice cream parlour restaurant, we made it profitable where we turned it into a Christmas emporium. Go and check that video out. There's also a link in the video description for that too. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.